right, we are back for the Friday Fortnite 20K tournament, and already back in the action with Tfue and Cloaksy, the FaZe boys, going against Timthetatman and Reaver, who just knocked out Myth and Hamlin. Joining me on the couch, of course, Lando Sanders, and we have Legion calling the action. And already, let's see what the score is, boys. We got 6 on the left, and on the right we have 4, pretty close.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Reaver, but this guy is absolutely insane. Not that Tim skills should be taken lightly by any means, but I mean, hey, he's playing obviously
Tim's
pretty
beard
solid,
alone,
but, you know,
is 3 kills a game.
You think so?
Just his beard by itself earns him 3 kills
hair.
a game.
That's 5 kills.
He looks like the lead singer of an alt rock band that I would want to go see every time they're on tour.
I would say he looks like a Viking too, more than anything.
Oh yeah.
And the dude's massive in real life, by the way. Have you ever met him in real life?
I have
Dude
not.
is huge.
I met him at the gym. I wasn't there, but I was watching him in the gym.
Uh-huh.
It was in Anaheim, 2013
and then
or
at
14,
the
I
store,
believe.
and then in his hotel
Yeah, and then the story.
room.
It's actually funny, but it's really not. I walked by and met him for the first time while he was in the gym. So
Just in
it
awe.
just sounded like I was a creepy person.
It,
Oh,
it definitely sounded like it.
Let's just move on.
I legitimately thought that you were actually kidding in that situation.
No, that's really the first time I met Tim.
Just staring through the window. Are you Tim? Just
Hard,
nose
Tim.
pressed against a window.
I have a
Just
tattoo of you on me,
Well,
on my shoulder.
just keeps getting weirder and weirder, ladies and gentlemen. But
7
that's how it goes. 7-9, as we see. They're going to be pushing out of Dusty, Divot, and, of course, they're both sticking relatively close together and still emoting, which I really like this. And is he really – I thought he was saying, I really need a half on. That was like next-level meta. Instead of talking, you actually emote. Confuse the competition even more.
And that would be a fair estimate, I guess, when it comes to you know, online communication. Just I'm not actually going to speak words. I'm just going to type things on my keyboard.
Sometimes words are hard, almost as hard as
true.
counting has been for us in all of these Friday Fortnite streams. But you know what? That's not what it's about. It's about Tfue and Cloak going off here. Dusty Divot for all 4 players. What's going to happen next, folks?
We're going to find out, aren't we? Climbing a mountain is going to be Cloaksy trying to spot that competition, which actually someone might be down below. I think he just spotted somebody, but he is going to take some shots. He's going to go ahead and do some defensive building and tap out of that one. But Tfue and Cloaksy, one of the top teams in our tournament. Last tournament, they placed 4th. They were trying to go through. Unfortunately, they get taken out as you see a nice sticky grenade coming through and getting out the competition. Actually trying to 1v4 this team with just plungers alone.
Those plunger bombs, they can really do some damage. That's
Do
for
you
certain.
really need anything else but plungers, though, in the game at this point?
Not if you're Cloaksy.
Yeah, he's also got the I think he has the blue SMG on his back, and I know kind of leading into our tournament, we were kind of talking about our preferred weapons. I know for you, Legion, you said you were very high on the SMG, like how good that actually is at a close range, and even at the early game as well.
Extremely underrated, especially following up a shotgun. If you're in a situation where you don't have a double pump or 2 shotguns in a row, now obviously heavy, kind of leaning towards the meta. That tack is not only good for killing, obviously the purple is preferred, but for destroying bases and taking out mats. Absolutely insane from close range to mid range. And even if you have to in desperation, if you're trying to switch to it and really get your teammate that snipe pop shot from across, this distance where Tfue's fighting right now, I've used it before. I'm not ashamed.
And another thing, too, is whenever it comes to SMG bullets, there's quite a few of them out there. You can stack up on SMG bullets quite well. And with the removal of damage fall-off in the most recent update, SMG is a cheap way to kind of take off the enemy's walls, whether you're pushing them or your opponent is going to, or your teammate is going to be pushing. So overall, it's a very cheap method. And like we said, it's a great alternative whenever you come in. Maybe you've got the shotgun coming with the SMG to finish off. Very fast, very effective.
And I was trying to take a look exactly where like our players are kind of positioned around the map. Of course, I believe for Tim and Reaver, as he actually happens to pull up the map perfectly there for us, I believe they're just going to be kind of south of Salty Springs for the time. And for right now, Tfue and Cloak happen to be kind of toward their northwest as far as their position is considered. We see how close they are to that storm. They're either feeling very confident in their ability to obviously have medkits, or they've got to have a jump pad in their back pocket somewhere. So I believe as we take a look at the top left of our screen in Tfue right now, he's going to go and pull out the Portafort to try to grab as many kills as he can. And like I said, with the pressure of that storm going to be at their back any second.
Yeah, just looking as he's able to connect some shots with that LMG, just showing the overall accuracy. He has the heavy shotgun too, so it looks like even Tfue likes to run the heavy weapons with the nerf of the pump as well as the tack. So great looking out there. So we're saying, they're pretty split apart, but I guess you have one on bottom, one on top, and they're both mowing players down left and right. You know, whenever it comes to this team, we've seen it. Tfue is by far the most aggressive, I would have to say. Cloakzy kind of plays that support role, but still can turn up nonetheless. And we even see that in their team scrims as well. Tfue's the one who's constantly pushing up, but caught in the storm. He does have that med kit in his back pocket, but I love how they're so confident to still fight within that storm, and that's something that just comes with experience.
With so few engagements left in the map, I mean, you're talking Tfue and Cloak. Cloak playing more of that passive role. It works out for them specifically because when they do come down to these bottom of the game situations, obviously Tfue here probably should, if they were sticking together, it might have been a different turnout, but this is why Cloak is the passive player and Tfue's not.
Well,
and there we have it. Essentially, perfect example.
Obviously showing, I was kind of talking about how good it was to be in a storm, but in this case, Tfue is in fact going to be down. Cloakzy is now going to be last alive on the shopping cart, looking to pick up some groceries, aka being kills. Will he be able to find any with so few engagements left? Everyone is in fact going to count. Still far away from Timthetatman and Reaver though, which means opens up the potential to find kills they necessarily won't have.
And that's the thing we talk about, right? Like, so many moments throughout this game, there's a lot of strategies that go on, and kind of some odd strategies as well. Hanging in the storm, going to tilted, being in these 2v4 situations. I mean, if you have one thing go wrong, that totally throws a wrench in the entire setup. So, without question, a lot of little things have a lot of, risks that come involved with them in that exact strategy. It just goes to show there from Tfue and Cloak. But take a look at our top right of the screen right now. Tim happens to be in a fight using all the metal, all of his resources in this particular engagement, wants to stay alive because he realizes he's facing off against Cloakzy. No matter being in a 1v2, a 3v1, whatever it may be, as long as there's a FaZe member alive, kills are still going to come through. So realizing his life is incredibly valuable, decides to stay up in that scenario, and now with only 4 players up for the time, we'll see who can come out with a pretty decent lead once this game 1 concludes.
And we could tell Tim's obviously been practicing the builds offline.
Yeah.
I mean, he may have trapped himself in there a little bit just now and left an entire side open and vulnerable, but that was because he did it on purpose. I'm just going to throw it out there.
For sure.
He's not afraid of anything.
And why would he be afraid, right?
Not even spiders. He's a psycho.
I don't know about that.
Spiders and snakes. He loves them.
I don't know about that. I would love to see a spider crawl across his desk live on stream and just see him scream. I'm sure, big men usually have the girliest screams. Legion, can you attest to that?
I just asked my girlfriend. I think actually the first 2 months or 3 months of dating her, a spider was on the wall in the middle of a movie, and I screamed pretty loudly. So,
and it happens to be during the most happiest moment of the movie too, to make it even more awkward,
Coco.
right?
Oh my god,
I'm boiled. I love that movie.
That's a solid movie. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
one of my favorite Disney movies that's came out in the last 10 years.
It honestly is I think it's mine as well.
Yeah.
It's so colorful
seen
and
it,
beautiful.
Taylor?
It's like the Fortnite.
What is it, Coco?
Of Disney.
Yeah.
What is that? I've never heard of it.
It's a movie. We were just actually discussing
Loco.
I've never.
Dude,
what?
just Google it. You're gonna love it, honestly.
Well,
It's
you know what? I've never seen it. Now I'm curious.
It's on Netflix.
I've definitely. Is it real?
Yeah,
I'm watching.
Just got the Netflix.
I'm watching it tonight. Then, but look at Reaver. We didn't know much about him coming into this tournament, and now look at him. He's sitting at 7 kills. Looks like he's got building. Is pretty solid overall. He's going to be in a fight himself. And one of these things, like I said, when we talk about these tournaments, we get to see it lasering the opponents down below, picking up a nice 2-piece to sit him at 9 total kills. Along with Tim, not doing too bad. I got to say, I like Tim. I've known Tim for a while. I'm pretty proud of him at this point. Like you said, his building skills have improved considerably. He's not taking fall damage, which he's infamous for, and he's sitting at 6 kills.
And I know he's also been playing quite a bit with Dr. Lupo and Ninja, so maybe he's taking a little bit of a page out of their book, playing with better players. You surround yourself with decent talent, you're going to kind of start to take a few things away. So maybe with the recent, squads matches that he's been playing on stream and whatnot, getting better practice, he knows kind of the ins and outs now of Fortnite most likely.
Cloak, though, does actually manage to get that kill. See, I thought that was going to be stolen by either Tim or Reaver. And this is a pretty close game. So for Cloak to be able to take out those last 2 players, potentially giving them a game 1 lead, I mean, that's huge for him to be able to get those 2 cleanups right there at the end of that match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, especially going against tough competition like Tim and Reaver, which is – if they come through and win this tournament, I don't even know what's happening with Friday Fortnite.
Can you imagine the street cred that Tim would now possess if he was like –
Street cred?
Man, I played in the Friday Fortnite tournament. I knocked out TSM. I knocked out FaZe Clan. That's a thing that I would see him like maybe putting as like an emote or like something in his like Twitch banners or something like that, like an achievement page. Took out FaZe and took out TSM in the Friday Fortnite 5th week tournament.
Couldn't even imagine. Next up on the roster changes, we've got Timthetatman joining Optic. Like what?
Let's make it happen. I want to see it.
Coach.
You gonna be the
Hit
coach?
me up.
Oh jeez.
I'll water everybody down.
Talk about a stacked roster.
That's what I'm talking about. Shopping cart expert, water boy, masseuse.
I've been seeing a lot of players like just want someone to bring them fruit. I think I would categorize very well in that
Fruit.
situation as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Like smoothies or
No, just
Just
like
whole.
at least as far as the COD community is considered, everyone is obsessed with bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah, it's insane.
Really?
potassium gang.
Did not know that
Apparent-
actually.
Yeah, I don't know like the
You're
maybe
throwing
benefits
bananas on
behind it.
stage.
Yeah, like they just want a banana guy, and I think that I could be that person.
Can you imagine?
Pink shirt, no, I'll come.
like
I'll throw
Mario
bananas at you.
Kart out here. I got you guys. I got you guys. Need more potassium for you? I got packets.
Can we add bananas to Fortnite
An emergency.
to where it actually makes
Bananas
the
to
cart spin
Fortnite.
out? That would be like so much meta added to this
Why
game.
can't the mushrooms take that position? in
I
the
love
game?
how this
That's
NASCAR
true.
race we've been talking about the whole time is just evolving. Now we have
there are so many
bananas.
facets.
We're waiting
man.
for it, Epic.
I'm telling you, I want it to happen.
I want it to happen.
I want it to happen. But bring it back to this match, all right? Let's throw all the bananas away. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Timthetatman and Reaver going into the side. I don't know the overall score, but I do know they're at a deficit going into round 2. Really curious to see how this is going to work out. Like we know, Reaver was a last-minute addition. Dr. Lupo, unfortunately, is stuck in the airport. We've all been there. We've all done that. So frustrating, and it happens. But getting back into the game, I'm kind of curious to see where they're going to be landing at. And already we're back in the action. And Tfue and Cloaksy look like they're going to be going over towards Salty, and they're going to just hit that outer house, which, of course, has some good loot. Pushing in is pretty decent. Timthetatman and Reaver, where are they at? We're at Retail Row, going over to the residential section. Look, they're only 1 kill down.
And Retail Row has been a little bit of a very risky strategy from some of our teams who have been competing in the last few weeks.